Hi, welcome back to the channel. It's Dr. Somji. Today we're going to be reviewing one of the hottest brands that came to the UK a little bit later, but actually I get a lot of patients asking me about it, mainly because the price point is very similar to medical grade skincare that you can get at some of my clinics. It's called the Drunk Elephant. So it's a product range that's designed to be essentially without any kind of like fillers within there. So any unnecessary skincare ingredients, but also without the dreaded 6 ingredients that we don't like. So drying alcohol, silicones, SLS, chemical screens, essential oils, and fragrances. So I'm gonna take a deeper dive looking at their bestsellers, and I'm gonna give you my verdict to see whether it's actually worth the money, or maybe you wanna actually use something else. Right, we're going to take the first product. The first product is actually the Glycolic Night Serum. So I wanted to have a look at this product mainly because it says it's got an AHA BHA blend. So let's take it further back first, because we want you to understand what's actually going on. So what's actually an AHA? It's a water-soluble acid made from fruits, essentially. Great for things like pigmentation, age spots, melasma, so dark spots around over here. Can help with enlarged pores, fine lines, wrinkles, uneven skin tone. We have to be a little bit careful with AHAs, mainly because in my skin type you can get like post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation if you use too high a strength. So there's other videos that we talked about, like the pitfalls of this. We don't need to go into it today. But glycolic acid is probably going to be the most famous AHA that you'll see out there. You've got lactic acid, tartaric acid, citric acid, malic acid, and one of my favorites, mandelic acid. BHAs, what are the main things? So really, BHAs are oil soluble and they're designed to go a lot deeper. So they work a lot deeper for things that actually need more of an exfoliation. So like deeper acne, retentional acne with those kind of like cysts and deeper spots that are really difficult to get to. Acids such as BHAs, such as salicylic acid, work fantastically for this, but they are really drying. So you need to be using something to repair that skin barrier at the same time if you're going to put this in a product. So we're going to have a look and see whether any of those emollients are in here as well. So I've got all of the ingredients written down. I'm just on their website because this is tiny and I can't read it, and actually there are no ingredients on this, which is kind of strange. So look, we know it's water-based, so we talked about things being water soluble. So we know immediately that the bulk of this is going to be AHA. I don't even need to look at the next ingredient because we know that BHAs are dissolved in oil. So what's the next ingredient? Okay, it's glycolic acid. So that's fantastic. So very high up on the ingredients list. This is glycolic acid. This is going to be for people with a little bit of pigmentation, mild acne here and there, and yes, and well, let's see. So butylene glycol, great. Glycerin, just to help with the skin barrier, that's fantastic. And then you've got salicylic acid sitting there. So you've got that blend between AHA and BHA. So this is gonna help you with actually most acne skin types. So even the retentional, there's white spots that you get underneath the skin, people with blackheads, this is gonna help too, which is fantastic. And then after that, they've got lactic acid, which also is great for pigmentation. So you might be someone that has acne, you have pigmentation as a result of the acne, or let's say the redness stays afterwards. Lactic acid is going to help that pigmentation and that redness afterwards as well. We've got some citric acid here, as well as some vitis vinifera, which is a grapefruit juice extract, and that's quite nice because it's something that really kind of is an antioxidant for the skin. So you're going to be causing that selective damage with glycolic acid and salicylic acid, but then you're going to help repair too. And look, the next ingredient is aloe barbadennis, which is essentially aloe vera. Okay, so we know about the healing properties of aloe vera, which is fantastic. Various different leaf extracts, which are quite nice. And then you've got the sodium hyaluronate cross polymer as well. So look, this is all making sure that when you use this product that you're not drying yourself out because of the salicylic acid. So the sodium hyaluronate is obviously very similar to hyaluronic acid that essentially draws water in and kind of retains moisture within skin. So this is something that's actually quite nice and fantastic. You've got propanediol, which is an ingredient enhancer as well. So there's nothing really terrible in this ingredients list that I'm really gonna say, oh my God, don't use it. But let's see how it feels. Let's see. So this is obviously designed to be used sometime at night. Like I wouldn't use this during the daytime, that's not cool. So it goes on quite easily. So you've got nice smoothing agents like butylene glycol in there and glycerin, which are going to aid with that spread over the skin. On the skin, you can feel it's a little bit drying, and therefore, like, I think immediately afterwards, to protect your skin barrier, especially if you're going to leave it overnight, you want to be putting something on to stop transepidermal water loss. And there's nothing better than using a facial oil, and that's what they recommend. I think correctly so. So the Marula Luxury Facial Oil. The only issue you got with this is that, you know, you're going to be essentially blocking your pores immediately after you're trying to actually get rid of them. So, clean them out basically. So you're gonna unclog and then you're suddenly gonna clog it up, which, you know, I'm not sure I feel too comfortable about it. But nevertheless, this is gonna be the next product on the list. So what's the summary for the Glycolic at Night Serum? I think it's a nice blend of acids, mixture of AHAs and BHAs, at good concentrations actually, and safe concentrations for maintenance. The Vitis vinifera is actually probably the best ingredient there because it's a great antioxidant for skin and it's used in a lot of advanced skincare formulations. The only concern I have is that probably there's not enough emollients in there, and this is the reason why they recommend you to use it with their luxury facial oil as well. Now, the luxury facial oil may be too much because it can clog pores up. So this is the only drawback that I've got, but overall, I think it's a nice little acid that you can use onto your skin. Right, the second product, we've already mentioned it. So you've been using your nice blend of AHAs and BHAs, and they recommend that you use this virgin Marula Luxury Facial Oil. So essentially the only ingredient that you've got over here that I can see is just one ingredient. So it's pure ingredient. It's the Sclerocarya birrea seed oil. And it's quite a simple formulation. And you can see it spreads quite nicely over the skin. It's a little bit thick for my liking. And especially if I'm gonna put it on my skin type, which I'm a kind of retentional acne patient, I may get some congestion afterwards. So I'd be really concerned about this with this product. Also, looking at the price point, I think it's far too expensive because it's just one ingredient. There's nothing special. Normally you expect a blend of different oils. So, you know, I'm not too impressed by this product really, to be honest. So the next product, which a lot of people talk about and they love it, it's called the B Hydro Intensive Hydration Serum. So it's like, it says quench and illuminate, pineapple ceramide and pro vitamin B5. These are the things that are written on pack for this product. And look, if you've been using this AHA BHA, I think that you should probably, if you've got retentional acne, you may want to use this afterwards instead of the oil, and it might not be so thick. So that's my little top tip for using this brand. But let's go back to the B5 and the Hydro Intensive. So the main thing that they're talking about on pack is hydration. So let's look at the ingredients. So we know it's designed to complement the serums like vitamin C, but the first ingredient you can see are coconut alkanes, which are, you know, kind of a naturally derived emollient, which is quite nice because it helps the product spread, makes it feel nice, and also prevents like any kind of water loss from the skin as well. That's what we call transepidermal water loss. Next ingredient that we can see is ammonium acrylate dimethylurate. I can never pronounce that, but essentially that's a synthetic polymer that's designed to thicken a formula. Now I get a little bit suspicious when that is so high up in the list. The reason why is because if you're not using a lot of hyaluronic acid, and especially if you're using smaller molecules, it's gonna run too quickly. So they definitely need a little bit of weight within the formula, and this is the reason why they've included it. You've got pentylene glycol, which is a nice conditioning agent, so it will condition the skin and make it feel quite nice. But look, as of yet, apart from a little bit of emollient from coconuts, we really haven't really got anything that we're shouting home about. It's just something, it's a base essentially right now. Halfway down the list, we've got panthenol. So this is the B5 that they talk about that's on pack, but it's halfway down the list. And then underneath that, you've got the sodium hyaluronate cross polymer, which is a great product. It's a great ingredient to include. It's a modified form of hyaluronic acid that's attached to a polymer that keeps it in the upper layers of the skin. So it's got enhanced hydration. And I actually like that because too many hyaluronic acid within products are actually drawing moisture from up top down below, and the surface of the skin is dry. While this, with a smaller amount of ingredient, you can keep the hydration up top, which is where you want it, right? But again, I think it's too low down in the ingredient list for me to think, oh my God, there's a high concentration. So I haven't tried this, but I'm gonna try it now. So Let's go. I think it's going to be thin. Look, it's super thin. So it's easily absorbed, there's no doubt about that, but it's thin. It really needed that thickener that we talked about. I think there are other better hyaluronic acids on the market that we've talked about in previous videos. Yes, there's some addition of B5, but it's so low down the list that it's not really going to make a difference. So I personally don't think that this product's worth it. I think there's other things on the market that can do pretty much the same job, if not better. Right, so now's the time to be positive. You're going to see me smiling now because this is actually a product that I used last night. It's the Bestie No. 9 Jelly Cleanser. It says purifying, dissolving. The thing that it says on pack is it's an innovative jelly cleanser that removes all traces of makeup, excess oil, pollution, and any other grime for the day. Now you've got to be a little bit careful when it says it removes every single bit of makeup, because it also says if it's in your eyes, wash out immediately, avoid direct contact with eyes. So if you wear eye makeup, don't take this literally. It takes a lot in terms of claims to say that it's safe to use around the eyes. So that's nothing special over there. So it won't remove all of your makeup, but that's, we'll ask my wife about it. But it's free of all nasties like the whole formula, and essentially is a nice gentle formula that can be used for all skin types. If we look at the ingredients, we've got glycerin as the first one. So it's a nice kind of like moisturizing cleanser that's not going to dry you out. A lot of cleansers on the market, especially for like acne prone skin, unfortunately dry the skin out and make the problem a lot worse. We've got cocoa glucoside in there, which is essentially something that is coconut based, but also again an emollient. So it basically has those fatty acids within there that supplement your skin barrier, helping with ceramide production. So all of these things are good stuff. You've got propanediol in there, which is a nice enhancer. A little bit of aloe vera in there too, and loads of lipids and extra fruit extracts there as well. And you got the berea seed oil. So they bought a massive batch of this oil and they just want to put it in everything, which I don't blame them, because when you're making your own skincare, I mean, I have this myself. I actually have a whole warehouse of actually raw materials, and I just want to kind of use it rather than just using a small amount in one product. So when I used this, I actually really liked it. I felt it didn't dry out my skin. It was nice and conditioning. I kind of felt my skin barrier was still maintained, but my skin felt quite nice and clean. I like that it's got that coconut based surfactant. If you look at the ingredient list, you've got cocoa midopropyl betaine as well as cocoa glucoside, like we talked about. They're both coconut based surfactants, which are fantastic. So there's a lot of good stuff here. Also, if you're thinking about and worrying about this marula oil and it clogging your pores, this is something that's going to be good to clean your skin with, because it will probably get rid of this. So yes, it probably does what it says on the tin. You be careful about use around the eyes, because I think they've overestimated that claim that it removes all makeup. But no, I think it's good for all skin types. And actually, yeah, I think this is something that probably would make my travel bag. So next one is the Proteini, like the name, polypeptide cream. Actually, look, I like the color scheme of this product. It kind of looks nice. Kind of looks like you're really having some sweets and stuff, and it's, it doesn't seem so harsh, and it's kind of a nice entry point for patients. It doesn't look too medical in my view. So actually, yeah, I like the branding. I think it's really nice. Some of the packaging, could probably improve in terms of making sure that the ingredients, particularly the ceramides and the emollients, are not exposed to the elements. But hey, that increases the cost of the product. This is already quite high. For something that's quite high, I think the packaging should be a little bit better, like the airtight containers and things. So what have we got here? It's the first ingredient we've got dicapryl carbonate. So okay, we know that this is a skin conditioning agent, so it's going to condition it first. Major ingredient, oh my god, another major ingredient is actually olive oil in this. And then after that, you really don't have much, which is really quite disappointing. But look, there isn't much in terms of the ingredients apart from that. So you're looking at two things. You've got a skin conditioning agent and olive oil. So basically this could easily make JLo's range, really, to be fair. And so if you want to look like 30 years younger without any surgery or any non-surgical treatments, just use this cream. So we've discussed, look, this is going to feel nice because you've got a nice skin conditioning agent, but this is nothing special. It feels nice and smooth. Again, you've got all those kind of like glycerins and things like that in there, but it's got a little bit of oil base, so we know that it's mainly olive oil and a skin conditioning agent. Now, if you put olive oil in your skin, it's gonna feel like this. It'll feel good, but hey, you are overpaying for this product. It's marketed as a polypeptide cream, but the peptides are so low down on the ingredients list that it may as well not be a peptide cream. It's basically an olive oil cream. So next product, I actually love the branding. I mean, I keep saying that, but I mean, the branding is fantastic. It's called the Lala Retro Whipped Cream. I mean, it just sounds like you want to eat it. I mean, it does actually look quite appetizing as well, but it's not designed to be ingested. Just don't do that, okay? So look, I'm assuming that this is something that's, kind of going to be for someone that's got dry skin. As we get a little bit older also, our skin gets a little bit drier, our skin barrier is impaired. And sometimes you need something to seal this area. So, without looking at what this product does online, I'm assuming it's going to help the barrier, help retain moisture, all of those things that we really love. So let's look at the ingredients. You've got a caprylic medium chain fatty acid. You've also got isopropyl isostearate, which is a skin softener. So there's this whole thing about these nice omega-3 fatty acids within the skin softeners. And also, I was waiting to see some ceramides high up on the list, but it's actually, they're quite low. So that's a little bit disappointing, because I thought they would have packed this with ceramides, because that's what products like CeraVe do. They've got those 3 essential ceramides that are really good for the skin and great for the barrier. It's a great starting point. Now look at the price point of CeraVe in terms of just the normal moisturizing lotion. It's a lot lower than this, and you're getting the basics. Over here, all we're really paying for is a few fatty acids and some skin softeners, which are part of most formulations that most formulators do just to make a product feel nice, but it's not actually gonna do anything beyond feeling nice. So after like 10-15 minutes, you're not gonna feel it. I mean, look, I haven't tried it yet, but I'm just telling you from the ingredients list because I know. So let's have a look. So putting our whipped cream here, there we go. I mean, look, it's nothing special. Doesn't leave any residue, quickly absorbed within the skin, but I think that's because you've got a good formulator here. Someone who's formulated this is a good formulator. It feels nice to product, but there's nothing in these ingredients that are gonna do anything for your skin. Right, so we need to up the positivity here, because I can't just sit here slating a brand. I mean, I said that they're nice formulations. The ingredients are probably not gonna change your skin so far. I don't see that changing so much as I go into some of their superstar products. But hey, look, it's all about the price you're paying. If you're gonna be paying kind of high street, CeraVe, Inky list prices, these are great formulations, but these are the same price as some of the things that I stock in my clinics. My patients would kill me because they'd say, look, my skin hasn't done anything. But look, this is something I've seen online that has been reviewed really well. It's the A Passioni Retinol Cream. So Reboot and Smooth. It says it's a 1% retinol with photoprotective xanthophyllis at a pH of 5.8, and it's a nice little packaging, as we say. So let's open it up and see what's going on. So what they say is that there's a suggested use morning or night. I mean, personally, I would always use just retinols at night. They're a lot more active at night. Apply a pea-sized amount or less to a clean, dry face, avoiding the eye area. Maybe mixed with any drunk elephant cream or oil. So that's nice that they're thinking that you want to protect your barrier, because don't forget, retinol is a little bit more harsh to the surface of the skin because they get converted to the active retinoid much sort of higher up, so you can get irritation in the epidermis, in the upper layer of the skin. At 1%, that's a nice concentration for this, and it's a great starter and, let's say, an all-round thing that you've got over here. Let's look at the ingredient list. We've got cocoa caprylic, which is essentially an emollient that soothes. So everything is kind of that coconut based, holistic, nice kind of, things that make the product feel nice. So we know it's gonna spread really nice. We've got the coconut alkanes again, they make an appearance. I think they're nice too. Pentylene glycol too is quite nice. Great sort of seed extracts, even some broccoli extract for some antioxidants as well. Ceramide's a little bit lower down on the list as well, ceramide MP. And then you've got the xanthophyllus, which gives you that UV photo protection at the same time, which is quite a nice formulation because, you know, people worry about using retinols and they worry about UV. There's no actually studies actually showing that wearing a retinol makes you burn more, by the way. That's complete. So if we have a look at this, we go further down the list and you've got a few nice kind of fruit oils and glucosamines and things. Actually, you know what? Overall, without even kind of feeling this product, this is a great package. Also, they've got this nice addition of giving you the B hydro intensive little serum here, which we know is pretty much like water, but nevertheless, it's, well, if you're a skincare manufacturer, you would give water for free, and that's exactly what they're doing. So let's feel it. Yeah, it smells quite nice. I mean, look, this is fragrance-free stuff, and look, it's spread really well. You know, there's beautiful emollients that they've got there with the cocoa derived ones are actually really quite nice. Look, this is a great retinol. You can see that. It's a good concentration. It's got a nice blend of ceramides. Look, you're not going to feel very dry after this. You can build up this retinol really quite nicely. I'd probably do it once every alternate days, but yeah, definitely. This is a product I would definitely get. So, last product that we're going to review that people have asked me to review is the lip balm. It says Soothe and Rescue. It's got the mongongo nut oil as well as some peptides in there. So mainly based off coconut oil. We know they bought a bunch of coconuts. I mean, basically, I think if you looked in their little warehouse, you'd see just a pile of coconuts basically there. I think that's basically the investment over here. But coconuts are good. I mean, everyone loves coconut oil. You've got some nice shea butter, which is great at kind of like protecting the barrier, especially dry, chapped lips. And then we've got some kind of wax within over here, leaf extract, some avocado oil, kernel oil, seed oil. Look, where were all these oils in this marula oil? Like, they could have added some of those things into there. It's a shame. And there we go. We got some linoleic acid as well, lower down on the list, and phenoxyethanol as well, which is, you know, kind of, so all of these concentrations are higher than 1%, which is fantastic. And, you know, I think it's a nice formulation. I don't even need to try it, but I think it's pretty cool. Look over here, actually, hold on, what have they said? It's applied to lips, usually as a sheer lip balm, but may be used under or around the delicate eye area to hydrate and smooth crow's feet. I actually agree. This would be a great product to use around the eyes, especially for the thinner skin, and to give you that bit of hydration, particularly when ladies complain of like little makeup lines in this area. This is a great product that you can put underneath your makeup. Yeah, actually that feels pretty good. Only problem with this product, if you want to put it around the eyes, you got to put it on your lips, and then you got to put it in your eyes. So you put your eyes and then you put it on your lips. So there might be like a little thing, because your mouth is not the cleanest area, so I wouldn't really use. I'd probably buy two if you have to. So there's my summary, guys. Look, it's a really popular brand, so I'm not gonna say no to every single product. There's some products that I thought were fantastic. Every single product on the skin feels really nice. The only drawback that we've got, there's only two drawbacks that we've got, is the actual amount of active ingredients is quite low. So it's not gonna really change your skin so much, but it will definitely help, you know, kind of feel better. The second thing that I thought was a little bit disappointing is that they didn't use some of the ingredients that they had in some of their like kind of superstar products. They had ceramides, but they didn't put it into other formulations. And you know, they may want to up their ceramides, and then you're looking at a brand that's going to be really worth the money that you pay for it. So increase the actives, guys. Increase things that are actually really going to change the skin barrier other than coconut derived emollients and skin softeners, and then the Drunk Elephant's looking pretty good. But there's two superstar things that I talked about. I like the retinol, I like the lip balm. I thought the AHA, BHA acid is a nice start for people wanting to get things rolling with a kind of like chemical exfoliation. So overall, I think it's not a bad brand if you've got the extra cash for it. If you're thinking, well, no, I really want to get what I pay for, it's not the brand for me.